before we even say hello, let me ask you something real quick. Have you ever had a moment where you felt something so strong inside, but when you opened your mouth to say it in English, nothing came out? Like nothing, just silence. Or maybe you said one word and it was the wrong one and everything got weird.
Oh, like when you are upset, but all you can say is, I am sad, and the other person looks at you and says, okay, and walks away. And you are standing there thinking, no, that is not what I meant. That is not even close.
Exactly that. And today, we're going to fix that. We're going to talk about how to share your feelings in English, in simple words, in a real way, like a real person, not like a dictionary.
This is going to be a good one. Stay with us.
Hello, everybody! Welcome back. You are listening to Mr. English Podcast, the place where we talk about real English for real life. I'm Emma.
And I'm James, and we are so happy you are here with us today. Truly happy, not just saying it.
We mean it. And if you're new here, welcome. You just found one of the best decisions you made today. Stick around because we have a really warm, really useful conversation coming your way.
And if you've been here before, you already know the deal. We keep things simple, we keep things real, and we keep things useful for your everyday life.
So today we're talking about feelings, how to express them in English, how to say what's going on inside, not just in one flat word, but in a real human way that people actually understand.
And before we go any further, a quick little reminder. If you have not subscribed to Mr. English Podcast yet, please do that right now. Hit that subscribe button. Share this with your friends who are also learning English. You never know. The episode you share might be the one that changes someone's whole confidence. It could be this one.
It really could. Okay, let's get into it. James, let me start with something that happened to me. A true story, a real thing.
I love true stories. Go ahead.
So, a few years ago, I had a friend. She was from another country, learning English. She had been living in the United States for almost a year, and one day she came to me and she looked really off, like her face was heavy. You know that look, when someone is carrying something inside?
Oh yeah, I know that look very well. Like the light behind their eyes is a little dimmer than usual.
Yes, exactly like that. So I asked her, "Hey, are you okay?" And she said, "Yes, I'm fine." And I knew she was not fine. I knew it, but she said fine. And then we sat in silence for a little while.
And what happened?
She tried again. She said, "I'm not fine." And then she stopped, and she looked at me with this look like I have something to say, but I don't have the words for it in English. And she said, "I feel heavy, like heavy inside."
Oh, that's actually a really powerful thing to say.
It is, right? And I understood exactly what she meant. Heavy inside. That feeling when your chest feels like something is sitting on it and you can't shake it off. But she didn't know the exact English words, so she used a simple word that described it perfectly. Heavy.
And that's the whole point of today. You don't need fancy words to talk about your feelings. You need honest words. Simple, honest words.
Simple and honest. That's the theme today. Let's go.
Okay, Emma, so let's start from the very beginning, because I think some of our listeners right now might be thinking, I know the basic feeling words, like happy, sad, angry, scared. And those are good, but life is not always just those four things, right?
Life is never just those four things. If only it were that simple. You wake up in the morning, and sometimes you feel happy, but also a little nervous, but also kind of tired, but also excited, all at the same time. And if someone asks you, "How are you?" and all you have is happy or sad, you're going to give them the wrong answer.
Or you're going to say, I'm fine, when you're absolutely not fine, which is, by the way, one of the most used sentences in the English language. I'm fine.
I'm fine is working overtime. It carries so many different meanings. I'm fine can mean I'm okay. I'm fine can mean I'm not okay, but I don't want to talk about it. I'm fine can mean please notice that I'm not fine. I'm fine can even mean I'm very much not fine and I'm waiting for you to ask me again.
The many, many faces of I'm fine. Incredible. So today, we want to give you more tools, more words and phrases you can actually use in daily life to tell people how you really feel.
And we're going to do it through stories and conversations, not just word lists. Because I think when you hear a word in a real situation, it sticks better. It becomes part of your memory in a stronger way.
Absolutely. So let's talk about some common feelings that beginners sometimes struggle to explain in English. And we'll give you simple, everyday sentences you can actually say, real sentences, things you can use tomorrow morning if you need to.
Okay, first one, and this is a big one, that feeling when you're not sure how you feel, like everything is mixed up inside. What do we call that?
Oh, I know this one so well. This one is very personal. So, you know how sometimes something happens, like maybe you had a conversation with someone or something changed in your life, and you sit there and think, I don't even know how I feel right now. Like your feelings are a bowl of soup that someone just stirred too fast.
A bowl of soup that got stirred too fast. That's one of the best descriptions I've ever heard.
Thank you. I made it up just now. But yes, that's the feeling. And in English, you can say, I feel confused. Confused, that word doesn't only mean you don't understand something, it can also mean your emotions are mixed up and you're not sure what's going on inside.
So you can say, I feel confused about how I feel, or even simpler, I'm not sure how I feel right now. That's a complete sentence. That's totally natural. You can say that to a friend and they'll completely understand.
Or you can say, everything feels mixed up right now. Mixed up, that's two simple words, mixed and up. And together, they describe that feeling of your emotions all going in different directions at once.
I love mixed up. It's such a useful phrase, and people use it all the time in real American English. Like, I've been feeling really mixed up lately. That's something you would hear a real person say.
Totally. And the great thing about simple phrases like this is that they're honest. They're not trying to be smart or complicated. They just say the truth, and people respond to truth.
Okay, next feeling. This one is very common. Very common, especially if you are living far from your home country, or if you are in a new place, or if you miss someone.
Lonely?
Lonely, yes, lonely is the word. But let me tell you something. Lonely is one of those words that people are sometimes afraid to say because it feels like a big admission. Like if you say, I am lonely, you are telling someone that something is wrong with your life. But that is not true.
That is not true at all. Loneliness is one of the most human feelings in the world. Everyone feels lonely sometimes. It does not matter how many friends you have or how busy you are. Loneliness can still visit.
It just shows up, sometimes without an invitation, like that one guest who always comes at the wrong time.
Exactly. And here's the thing. In English, you can express loneliness in different ways depending on how strong the feeling is. You can say, I feel a little lonely today. That's mild, like a small feeling.
Or you can say, I've been feeling really lonely lately. Lately means in recent days or weeks, so that sentence says, this is not just today, this has been going on for a while.
And sometimes loneliness is more specific, like you're around people but you still feel alone inside. That is a very real experience, and for that you can say, I feel alone even when I'm around people.
That sentence, I have heard so many people say exactly that, in those exact words. It is so relatable. You could be at a party surrounded by 50 people and still feel completely alone inside. And saying that sentence, saying those words, already helps a little bit because you are putting the feeling into language.
Putting the feeling into language. I really like that. Because feelings that stay inside with no words can feel very heavy. But when you find the words, even simple words, it starts to feel a little lighter.
Like releasing a little pressure.
Exactly like that.
Okay, let's talk about a feeling that can be hard to explain, especially in English. This is one that I personally struggled with when I was learning to talk about emotions. The feeling of being overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed. That is a word that beginners sometimes hear but are not sure exactly what it means in a feeling context.
Right, so overwhelmed in simple terms means too much. Too much is happening, too much to think about, too many problems, too many tasks, too many emotions. all at the same time, and your brain or your heart just can't carry it all.
Like when you have 10 things to do and you don't even know where to start, and you end up just standing there doing nothing because your mind is full.
Yes, that's overwhelmed. And in English, you can say, I feel overwhelmed right now. Or, there's too much going on and I feel overwhelmed. Both of those are totally natural.
And a simpler version for days when even longer sentences are too hard, I have too much on my plate right now. On my plate, this is a very common American expression. Your plate means the things you're dealing with, your responsibilities, your problems. If you have too much on your plate, you have more than you can handle.
So you can say, I can't meet today, I have too much on my plate, and everyone in America will understand exactly what you mean. It's simple, it's common, and it explains the feeling well.
And you know what's nice about that phrase? It doesn't sound dramatic. Sometimes when people say, I'm overwhelmed, it can sound very intense. But I have a lot on my plate right now sounds calm. It says the same thing, just a little softer.
Different tools for different moments. That's the beauty of having more than one way to say something.
Emma, let me share a story now, because you shared yours and I have one that I think a lot of our listeners will relate to.
Please, I love your stories, James.
Okay, so a few months ago, I had a really hard week. Not one big dramatic thing happened. It was more like a collection of small things, small disappointments, small frustrations. You know how that goes. Like every day, something small went wrong. Nothing huge, nothing you could really point at and say, this is the problem. Just small things, one after another.
The tiny paper cut type of week.
Yes, exactly. The paper cut week. And by Friday, I was just done, like empty inside. I had nothing left. And a friend called me and asked how I was doing, and I didn't want to say I'm fine because I wasn't fine, but I also didn't want to launch into a big explanation because I was too tired even for that. So I said, honestly, I'm just drained.
Drained. Oh, that is such a good word for that feeling.
And my friend immediately understood. She said, oh no, was it a hard week? And just that small exchange, saying one honest word instead of fine. It opened up a real conversation, a real human moment.
And that's the power of having the right word. Not a complicated word, just the right one. Drained. That word means your energy is gone, like a phone with zero battery. You have nothing left. You gave everything, and now you are empty.
And it's a word that people use all the time. I feel so drained. That conversation drained me. I'm emotionally drained. All common, all natural.
So, drained is a very useful word to keep in your personal word collection, because everyone has days like that. And being able to name that feeling, say it out loud, is actually the first step to feeling a little better. Okay, now let's talk about something a little different. Let's talk about the feeling of being nervous, because nervous is a word learners know, but they sometimes don't know how to use it in a sentence in a natural way.
Right. And nervous is not just about being scared. Nervous has a specific feeling to it, like butterflies in your stomach, restless hands, mind going fast, heart beating a little harder.
And nervous can happen for good things too, not just bad things, like before a job interview, before meeting someone new, before speaking English to someone for the first time.
Oh, yes, that nervous. I know that nervous very well.
We all do. So in English, simple sentences for nervous: I'm so nervous about this. I've been nervous all day. I'm feeling nervous and I'm not sure why.
That last one is interesting. I'm feeling nervous and I'm not sure why. Because sometimes that's the truth. Sometimes you feel anxious or nervous and there's no clear reason. It just happens.
And that's a perfectly acceptable thing to say. You don't have to have a reason for every feeling. Feelings don't always come with explanations.
And another phrase that's super common in American daily life, I have butterflies in my stomach. This means you feel nervous or excited, like little butterflies are flying around inside your stomach. It sounds funny, but it's very real.
You can say, I have butterflies in my stomach before the meeting, or every time I have to speak English, I get butterflies. People will smile when you say it because they know exactly what it feels like.
It is one of those phrases that creates a connection because everyone has felt butterflies. And when you say it, the other person immediately remembers their own butterflies, and suddenly you are connected through a shared human experience.
That is the magic of emotional language. It connects people.
Let's talk about happiness now, because happiness is not just one flat thing either. There are different kinds of happy.
Oh yes. There is happy, like, I am content, I am okay, life is good. That is a quiet happy.
And there's happy, like, I am so excited I cannot sit still. That is a loud happy.
The loud happy. I like that. So in English, for quiet happiness, you can say, I feel at peace. Peace. P-E-A-C-E. That means calm and satisfied inside. Like everything is okay. You are not jumping with joy, but you feel good and settled.
I feel at peace today. That's a really nice sentence. Or, I feel content. Content means you have what you need and you feel okay with that. You're not looking for more, you're not stressed, you just feel okay, in a warm way.
And for the louder, more excited type of happiness, I am so excited is always great. But also, I am thrilled. Thrilled means very, very happy and excited about something. I'm thrilled to be here. I'm thrilled about this news.
And one of my personal favorites, I'm over the moon. Over the moon means you're extremely happy, like so happy you feel like you're floating above the moon.
Floating above the moon. That is a lot of happy.
It is a lot of happy. But you know those moments when something really good happens and you feel like you could float? That's over the moon.
You can say, when I got the job, I was over the moon. Or, she was over the moon when she heard the news. Very natural, very American, and very expressive. Amos, I want to talk about something a little more sensitive now, because I think our listeners are brave enough for this. Let's talk about sadness. Real sadness. Not just, I'm a little sad today, but deeper sadness, the kind that stays.
Yeah, this is important. And I think a lot of learners struggle with this because they do not want to say too much or they are worried about how it will sound. But sadness is a very human thing, and being able to talk about it in English is a real skill.
So the basic word is sad. I feel sad. That's always okay to say. But sometimes sad doesn't capture the whole picture. Sometimes you feel something more than sad.
Like heartbroken. Heartbroken means your heart feels broken, literally like something broke inside. You feel heartbroken when a relationship ends, when something you cared about very much is suddenly gone, when someone you love leaves.
I feel heartbroken, or I'm heartbroken about what happened. That's a powerful phrase, and people take it seriously when they hear it.
And another one, I feel down. Down is a simple word, but it carries a lot. Feeling down means you're in a low mood, not necessarily crying, not necessarily in crisis, just low, just heavy, just not yourself.
I've been feeling a little down lately. That's very natural. You'd hear that in any coffee shop in America. Just someone being honest with a friend.
And then there's I feel empty. Empty is one of those words that hits hard when someone says it, because everyone knows what empty feels like something should be there, but it's not. Like a room with no furniture. It's there, it exists, but it's hollow inside.
I feel empty today. Or I've been feeling empty this week. Those sentences invite a real conversation. They invite someone to say, tell me more. What's going on?
And sometimes that's all we need. Just for someone to ask us to tell them more. Just for someone to give us the space to say what's happening inside.
Okay, now let's talk about something that is very, very common in daily life. The feeling of being frustrated. Oh, frustrated is one that comes up every single day.
Every single day, especially in a new country, especially when things don't go the way you planned, especially when you're trying to communicate in English and the words are not cooperating.
The words not cooperating. That's a very accurate description of frustration. So frustrated means you're trying to do something, but it's not working, and you feel irritated and annoyed about it.
You can say, I feel frustrated. Simple, direct, clear. Or, this is really frustrating me. Or even, I'm just so frustrated right now.
And there's a great American phrase for this. I'm at my wit's end. At my wit's end means you've tried everything. You've run out of ideas, you don't know what to do anymore, and you're very frustrated.
I've tried everything, and I'm at my wit's end. That's a sentence a real American would say. You can use that at work, at home, in a conversation with a friend.
And something simpler, I can't figure this out and it's driving me crazy. Driving me crazy, that means something is making you very frustrated or annoyed. This traffic is driving me crazy. This computer is driving me crazy. Not being able to find the right word is driving me crazy.
Very relatable. All of those are very relatable.
The good news is that frustration usually passes, and being able to name it helps. When you can say, I feel frustrated, it's like giving the feeling a little container. It doesn't run around uncontrolled anymore. It has a name, it has a shape, and that makes it a little easier to deal with.
Emma, let's talk about something that I think is really valuable for our listeners. How to actually start talking about your feelings in English. Not just the words, but like, how do you begin that conversation? What do you say first?
That's such a good point, because sometimes you have the feelings and you even have some words, but you don't know how to open the door, how to start.
Right, because I feel sad by itself can feel abrupt, like you just drop a heavy stone in the middle of a conversation, and some people get surprised and don't know how to respond.
So there are some great opening phrases in English that make it easier, things that prepare the other person, things that say, I want to share something real with you.
One of my favorites is, can I be honest with you? That's a gentle opener. It tells the person, I want to say something true, and it gives them a second to get ready to listen.
And most people, when someone says, can I be honest with you, they say yes, because it's a kind invitation, and then you can say what you actually feel.
Another one, I need to talk about something. Simple, clear. It signals that this is not small talk, this is something real.
Or, I have been feeling something, and I want to say it out loud. That is a beautiful one. It tells the person, this feeling has been inside me, and I want to give it words. It shows effort. It shows that you care about communicating.
And if you are not sure the person has time or space to listen, you can say, is this a good time to talk? That is very polite and considerate. It respects the other person's situation while also making space for your own.
And sometimes you might want to explain the feeling, but you're not sure you have the right words yet. In that case, you can say, I'm not sure how to say this, but I'm going to try. That sentence is honest and brave at the same time.
It tells the other person, be patient with me. I'm working on finding the words. And most kind people will give you that patience. They will wait for you.
Now, one thing I want to talk about is what happens when you are trying to express your feelings in English and you make a mistake, like you use the wrong word or you say something that doesn't quite mean what you wanted.
Oh, this happens. This definitely happens, and it can feel embarrassing. It can make you want to stop trying.
But here's what I've seen over and over again. When someone is trying sincerely to express a real feeling with imperfect words, people understand. People feel it.
Sincerity carries its own message, even across language, even when the grammar is not perfect. If you are genuinely trying to share something real, the other person usually gets it.
And you can always add, sorry, that didn't come out right. That's a really useful sentence. Sorry, that didn't come out right. What I mean is, and then you try again with different words.
Or, I'm still learning how to say this in English. That is completely honest and totally acceptable. And most people, especially in the United States, will appreciate your effort. They will try to meet you halfway.
And meeting halfway is such a big part of real human communication. It's not about one person being perfect, it's about two people, both trying to understand each other.
Two people trying together. That is a conversation. That is connection. Okay, let's do something a little fun now. Let's do a quick little role play, a mini conversation, so our listeners can hear how these phrases sound in a real back and forth. Not just examples, but a real little moment. Are you ready, Emma?
I am so ready. Let's do it. What's the situation?
Okay, so two friends, they're sitting at a coffee shop. One of them has been quiet the whole time. The other one notices. Let's go.
Okay, I'll be the quiet one. You be the friend who notices.
Got it. Hey, you've been really quiet today. Like, more than usual. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Are you sure? Because you don't seem fine. And that's okay if you're not. I'm right here.
Honestly, no, I'm not fine. I've been feeling really down lately, like really low, and I don't even know exactly why. Everything just feels heavy.
Heavy. I hear you. Do you want to talk about it? We don't have to, but if you want to, I'm listening.
I think I just feel overwhelmed. There's so much going on at work, and I haven't been sleeping well, and I miss my family, and I feel like I should be handling all of this better, but I'm not, and that makes me frustrated with myself.
That's a lot to carry. That's a lot on your plate. And I want you to know something. You don't have to handle everything perfectly. You're allowed to feel overwhelmed. That doesn't mean you're failing. That just means you're human.
Thank you. I think I just needed to say it out loud. I've been keeping it all inside, and it was getting heavier and heavier.
I'm really glad you told me. Seriously, you don't have to carry that alone.
Thank you, James.
And scene.
Okay, that got a little too real. I almost got emotional for real.
Me too. I was in the moment. But did you hear that, everybody? Did you hear all the phrases we used? We used I'm fine, and then the honest version. We used feeling down, heavy, overwhelmed, a lot on my plate, frustrated with myself. All simple words, all real, all powerful.
And did you notice how the conversation opened up? It didn't start with a big dramatic speech. It started with one person saying, "You don't seem okay," and the other person taking a breath and being honest. That's how real emotional conversations happen.
One small door opens, and then the rest follows.
One small door. I love that. And listeners, that's what we want for you. We want you to find that one small door, that one phrase, that one sentence that lets you start sharing what's really going on inside. You don't need 100 words. You need one honest sentence.
One honest sentence can change a whole conversation. It can change a whole relationship. It can even change how you feel inside just by letting it out.
Okay, James, let's wrap this up. But before we do, I want to give our listeners a little challenge, a little homework, but the good kind, the kind that actually helps.
Oh, I love the homework moments. What's the challenge?
Okay, here it is. This week, at least one time, I want you to answer the question, "How are you?" with something real. Not "I'm fine," not "I'm good," something real. It doesn't have to be deep. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It can be as simple as, "Honestly, I'm a little tired today," or "I'm feeling pretty good, actually, like really good," or "I've been a little stressed, but I'm working through it."
Just one real answer. One time this week. That's the challenge.
And if you do it, if you actually try it, I promise you something will shift, even a little bit. Because when you practice being honest in English, you're not just learning a language, you're building a connection with the other person and with yourself.
That's beautiful, Emma. And I want to add one thing. If you try this and it feels scary, that's okay. That's normal. Being honest about feelings is scary in any language, but you're brave enough. If you're listening to this podcast right now, trying to learn English, trying to grow, you're already braver than you think.
You really are, and we're so proud of you, every single one.
Every single one.
Okay, so let's do a quick recap of what we covered today. We talked about feelings that go beyond just happy, sad, angry, and scared. We talked about feeling confused, feeling mixed up, feeling lonely, feeling overwhelmed, having too much on your plate, feeling drained, feeling nervous, having butterflies, feeling at peace, feeling content, feeling thrilled, being over the moon, feeling heartbroken, feeling down, feeling empty, feeling frustrated, being at your wit's end, and things driving you crazy.
That is a lot of feelings.
It is a lot of feelings, but that is the point. We are complex, we are layered, we feel many things, sometimes all at once, and English has room for all of it. You just need to find the words that fit you.
And we also talked about how to start those conversations. Can I be honest with you? I need to talk about something. I'm not sure how to say this, but I'm going to try. Is this a good time to talk? All of those are doors. Pick one, open it.
And remember, if the words do not come out perfectly, that is fine. That is more than fine. You can always say, sorry, that did not come out right. What I mean is, and try again. Nobody expects perfection. People just want honesty.
Honesty over perfection, every time.
Every single time.
All right, everybody, that is our episode for today. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for trusting us with your time and your learning journey.
And if this episode helped you, please share it. Send it to a friend. Send it to someone who's learning English and might need to hear this. Send it to someone who maybe needs permission to say how they really feel. You never know what one episode, one phrase, one sentence can do for somebody.
And do not forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We're here every week with new conversations, new stories, new tools for your English and for your life.
Because that's what we believe. English is not just a language. It's a bridge to people, a bridge to opportunities, a bridge to being understood. And you deserve to be understood.
You absolutely do.
All right, everybody, take care of yourselves this week. Be kind to yourselves, be honest with yourselves, and remember, it's okay to feel whatever you're feeling. Just try to find the words, even small ones, even imperfect ones. The words will come, and we'll be right here to help you find them.
We will always be here. Until next time, everybody.
Until next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Take care.